Hi, welcome to learnhowtogarden.com, and on today's episode of the 10-Minute Gardener, I'd like you to think about Christmas. On this glorious autumn day, I want you to think about the morning of the 25th of December, and for once, as a gardener, opening something that you really wanted. If you're not subscribed to me at Learn How to Garden, there's a link directly below this film. Click on that, pop in your email. It means every single time I put up a film I can let you know, and you get access to my free monthly newsletter. With 4 sons and various in-laws and my mother, you would think that at 54 years of age I could look forward to Christmas morning and getting something I wanted. But I have to say, as a gardener, I invariably don't. I get things that either fall apart, are cheap Chinese bloody junk, and are built down to a price specification rather than up to doing a job. So I decided to make a couple of films about things that I would be really happy as a serious gardener to get on Christmas morning. And in front of me is a small collection of them, and you might think that looks a bit boring, and that's the point. As a gardener, you want something that does its job. You don't want bells and whistles and spangles. You want something that really works, and this is just a little collection of things that work. And we'll start off with the cheapest. You know, if you want to give anything to someone that's useful, it's this. This is twool. This is twool, and what twool is, it's a wool-based twine. It's made from the fleece of the white-faced Dartmoor sheep. They're a rare breed, they need your support, but even if they didn't, this would be worth buying, because it's very soft and it's totally biodegradable. If you use this for doing up all your tying jobs, tying up your beans, your tomatoes, everything in the garden, 1, you're helping to save a breed, and 2, when it's finished, you can take the whole thing off, throw it in the compost, and not only does it compost down, but being wool, it adds a minute amount of nitrogen to your compost. So it's so eco-friendly, and they've produced these fantastic little Christmas packs that come in 3 colours. You can buy individual little spools, you can buy a 100-metre spool. I really do love this. It's a simple product, it's not expensive, and they even do a much thicker twine, which you can actually use for growing your sweet peas up, or you can actually grow your runner beans up. And exactly the same, you can take this, compost the whole thing when it's finished, so you don't get all those horrible bits of plastic in your garden, and it's soft and it's nice to use. Great present to give your granddad. Next is a collection of hardy annual flower seeds from Higgledy Garden, and I am a convert. I've never really been a mad keen flower grower, but Benjamin Ranyard started to grow some annual flowers near my mum's garden, and the increase in productivity, the increase in crop is phenomenal. The insect life has gone off the scale, the increase in bird life eating the insects has gone up. There's been less predators, there've been less problems with whitefly and greenfly because we've got so many more predators. The hoverflies have been, wasps are great. I mean, I know a lot of us don't like wasps, but they are great at harvesting greenfly. And what Ben is really good at is that you can buy an autumn sown collection that can go in now, you can get a bee friendly collection, or you can get his total collection, and it's all for less than £25 in your hand, there and then. And that's enough to cover a bed, and I kid you not, 30 metres long by 1.5 metres wide. You know, they are the most wonderful way to increase your vegetable crop, or just to have endless cut flowers for your house. And while we're talking about flowers, there's a little tool here that I really do like. This is from a small manufacturer called Hill & Son. They're based in the Peak District. And it's a tiny pair of shears, and one of these blades is micro-serrated, so you can keep them for cutting flowers around your garden. They've got a little piece here that is used for crushing the end of stems, because some flowers, as flower arrangers know, last longer in water if the ends are crushed. They're made of high-grade stainless steel and they're bright yellow, so even when someone as dim as me drops them in the garden, you can find them. Again, forget those little bits of, you know, the sort of awful scissors, specific for the job. And I'll put links to these companies below this film. But what Hill & Son are really famous for are these. I love this. This is a proper garden riddle. And what this garden riddle is a single piece of beech that's steamed round, it's held with rivets, and then it has an actual stainless steel mesh. And I've got two. This is a general garden sieve, and that's for things like your leaf mould in the garden. And then there's this, which is a potting sieve. Much deeper. You put your compost in here and you just gently go across all your seedlings. These are the sort of things that will last you a lifetime, and they are a joy to use. Although I will warn you as a gardener that I have found that with this one it is also a perfect flower sieve. So be careful, because, you know, whoever the cook is in your house, if they realise how good this is for baking, it will disappear. And that's Hill & Son and their beech riddles. A quick plug for my favourite tool manufacturer. This is Sneeball, and they make superb tools. This is, again, high-grade stainless steel, and I just wanted to share this one with you because if you're not going to watch the one specifically on Sneeball tools, this is a real quirky little tool, and it's a potting trowel. So when you're potting things on and you hold it and you literally use it with the side of your hand for potting on, it's not the sort of thing you're ever going to see in your local you know, barn where they sell gardening tools. Very specific tool, and we do a separate film purely on which Sneeball tools I would recommend, because there's over 120 in their range, but some of them are superb. And these are secateurs. Every gardener needs a pair of secateurs. Don't confuse them with the awful ones that have two red handles. These are very different. These are Japanese. They are solid. They feel really, really smooth to use. The steel is a very, very high grade steel, and the action is just superb. They just cut through things as though there's no tomorrow. They come from a site called Milwaukee, run by a fantastic young man called Jake Hobson. These are a large pair. You can get these in a smaller pair, which Bunny Guinness, who is one of the writers, who's very well known, very good garden writer, says transformed her life, the smaller female pair of these, because they make pruning effortless. And what is really important about pruning is that you get something that cuts so well that the cut is smooth and sharp. It stops lots of disease getting into your plants when you prune. And I would really recommend these Japanese secateurs. Great site to look at, but again, I don't think I'd ever use a different pair. They really are fantastically easy to use. But they're not the sort of things that you're going to find in shops. You're going to have to look for these on the internet, so I'll put links for all of these products below this film. As I say, there is a film purely on Sneeball tools, and that's to do with rakes and little handheld trowels and weeders, and it's worth watching just to see how fantastic design can make your life in the garden so much easier. So, if you want a great big smile off your significant other, your granddad, a youngster who is madly keen on gardening, buy something they'll really like. Whether it's something as simple as some wool, whether it's the best secateurs I've come across, or whether it's a potting riddle that'll last you all your life. As this gets older, it'll just get slightly smoother and more worn. It'll become your best friend in the greenhouse. Thanks a lot for watching.